Good morning, class 9. Class 9, we have discussed about the characteristics of underdeveloped economy and the developed economy and difference between the developed and the underdeveloped economy. Now we have to discuss about the economic growth and economic development. What it means. First one is, we just see the meaning of economic growth and economic development. So first we will just discuss about the economic growth, and then afterwards we will discuss about the economic development. The term economic growth and economic development are closely related, and these terms are most commonly used by us. It is now time to know their precise meaning. Economic growth. Economic growth generally means an increase in national income or per capita output or income over time. So economic growth means generally we just assume it or we mean it, that increase in national income or per capita income output or the income over time. It indicates quantitative growth of a country. The essence of economic growth is the increase in the average availability of goods and services so as to bring the improvement in the standard of living of the average citizen of the country. So what happens? The production is increasing. Quantitative means the quantity of the goods and services is increasing, so standard of the citizen of the country is also increasing. If population growth surpasses the growth of national income, per capita income would be leading to fall in the average standard of living. Now you just see the second point is there. So what the second point is saying, that if the population is increasing, so what happened? Along with the national income, so per capita income will fall. It is clear. National income is also increasing and the population growth is also increasing. It means the per capita income will not increase and the standard of the living of the will also not increase, but it will fall. And reason behind it, because the population is increasing. National income is increasing along with the population. So what happens? Suppose if we are having the two people are there and they are earning 20,000, 40,000 is there. Suppose now the four person are dependent, so 6 persons are there, and 40,000 now divided into 6 persons. So what happens? The income is decreasing, and when the income will decrease, what happens? The standard of person will be also fall. Then in such a situation, more growth in national income would not mean that economic growth is there. If the standard of living is not increasing, per capita income is not increasing due to the population growth, so what happens? We will not consider as the economic growth is there. Third, therefore, a more appropriate definition of economic growth in terms of rise in price, rise in per capita income, which means increase in the average standard of people. Not only this, per capita income must increase in real term. Real terms means the income should increase, and for how much? You just see the reason. If per capita income money rises 20%, and suppose the price level will also increase by 20%, real income, per capita income will remain unchanged. Now what happens? If the income is also increasing, along with the price of the commodities are also increasing, so income remain unchanged, because we are not, suppose if your income is 10 rupees, now you are getting 20 rupees, So previously you are just taking the tomato 10 rupees kg, now you are taking the tomato 15 rupees kg. So what happened? Your income is also increased along with the commodities or goods services also price or is increased. So we will just say there will be income is unchanged. There will be no rise in average standard of living. And what is the reason why the standard of living will not rise? Because the price of the goods are also increasing. So whatever the income is increased, they are spending on the purchasing of the goods and services. So standard of living cannot be rise. As the average ability of goods and services continue to be same as before. So previously, whatever they are just using the things or consuming it, that will be remain same. There will be no changes there. For economic growth to take place, increase in per capita income should be higher than rise in the price level. If the per capita income is increasing, it should be higher as compared to the price level. If the income is 40 rupees is there, so price, suppose the previously the 8 rupees is there, now the 12 rupees is there. So then what happened? Income is high as compared to the price level. Then we just say there is economic growth is there. Only then per capita availability of goods and services will increase. Finally, increase in per capita income must continue for a longer period of time, say for several decades. Now we will just discuss the 3 points are there. Economic growth means an increase in per capita income which is measured in per capita of goods and services. Second point, rise in per capita income in real terms would means economic growth is there. And real income when the income is increasing but the price of the commodities are not increasing so much as compared to the income. Rise in per capita income over time. Now we are coming to the next point. We will discuss about the economic development. Economic growth refers to increase in national income, per capita income, while economic development refers to increase in per capita income accompanied by change in structure of the economy. Now you just see the per capita income is also increasing and the structure of the economy is also increasing or changing is there. Thus, economic development equals economic growth plus economic structural changes. If national income and per capita income increases without any change in the structure of the economy, it will be treated economic growth but not economic development. If the structure is not changing, so we will just say that there is a growth is there but there is no development is there. So there should be a process economic development. The contribution of the agriculture sector in national income decrease. So first one, if we are just talking about the developing countries, most of the people are most of the national income is coming from the agriculture sector. So it should be decreased and it should be just going to the service sector. You just see the industrial sector or industry should be established or the service sector increase should be. Second point, the percentage of people engaged in the agriculture sector also called primary sector. As we just see, the agriculture sector is also called the primary sector and falls while the percentage engaged in the industries under tend to rise. So what happens? The people will not depend on the agriculture sector, they are just doing the work or dependency in the industrial sector. In the process of developed urbanization take place, the portion of urban population tends to rise there. Then we are just doing the development concerned not only the men's material needs but also the improvement of social conditions of life. Development is there not only economic growth plus changes social, cultural, institutional, as well as economic. So economic development on the other hand signifies economic growth plus qualitative change in the structure of an economy, that is the change in the social structure, altitudes and institutions. And now just see the difference between the economic growth and the development, and you have to do it in your register also, differences, meanings and the definitions in your register, economic register. Children, now I have just see the which things you have to do in your questions. In short answers, I'm just talking about the short answers. You have to do 1 to 13 all the short answers in your register, and you just see I have just circled the questions, which questions you have to do in your register for long answer. Is it clear? So we have completed the 4th chapter. Now we will just start the last chapter, that is the basic problems of an unit. 3rd is the problems of an economy, and the last chapter of the for the half yearly we have discussed about the basic problems of an economy. Is it clear? So you just see, and you have to just read the chapters very carefully. Anything can come from the chapter, don't depend on the back questions. The questions can come from the chapter also. So you just read the chapter, underline the important lines, learn the definitions. You just see the definitions also there. So there is a and you know it. Now this time the paper pattern will also change. The multiple choice questions will be there. Long answers are there, short answers are there. So 20% will be the multiple choices there. So you have to just very careful about the studies. If you will not able to read the chapter carefully, you are not able to just do the question answers in the examinations. So now we have to just we will begin the last chapter, that is the basic problems of an economy. Thank you, class.